it's more easy to notice. It's easier to not take for granted when it's in that way. I guess that's the silver lining, you could say. So back on what I was saying, I think I'm just gonna stay there. I don't know. Maybe I'll get there and hate it. Maybe I'll change my mind. But as it stands right now, I can't see it. I think I'll get there and be like, damn, this is it. This is for me. I think. I really want
Tubbo to see America, because I feel like Tubbo has like such like a weird like view of like America and like what it is and everything. Where he's like almost like scared. He's like, isn't he like he's like almost like scared to go here?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
it's really funny.
I mean, Tubbo spends a lot of time on the internet, and America seems terrifying on the internet.
Yeah, but I definitely want him to come over here and then show him the world of America.
Yeah, America is a world, man. It is a world.
There's so much in there.
Yeah, and it's like. I just think it's really cool. I think culturally, like this is what I was saying to Purpled, because Purpled, God bless him, he's quite a young guy, isn't he? So I wasn't really too. I think he's got a lot to learn about the world and stuff. But he was saying how we were on stream and he was talking about how he wouldn't want to go to Europe because he can't think of anything that there in Europe. That isn't in America. And I was like, I remember I was like fighting him back on this, and then I learned about his age, and I was like, okay, fair enough. I won't judge too hard.
But like
I think he had a point, definitely, that America is super so there's so much happening in America in terms of stuff. Yeah, I'd say that the only thing that Europe has up on it is the cultural differences in Europe. I mean, in the time it would take you to go from one town to another in America, you will cross an entire boundary of languages, culture, different tribes that used to be there thousands and thousands of years ago. It's like that's the thing you'd get in mainland Europe. So that's a reason to go. Have you been to Europe before?
Nope,
I think
I have not.
Oh.
Yep.
Where would you want to go in Europe? Apart from, I know you're talking about the UK.
Definitely the UK. I mean, I think probably like France seems very interesting. Italy as well. Like, I know that those are like the super popular ones and everything, but like those ones just seem like they're very very interesting.
I spent 10 months in Italy. I've spent my fair share. I spent 10 months in Italy, and it was an experience.
Yeah.
It was great. I don't speak a word of Italian. I can't speak any Italian.
Yeah, that's like my main thing, which is just like I don't know how to get past like language barriers and everything, because like those seem like really interesting to me, because just like if I were to go to like a completely like different area, like I would have to be like, oh, like if I were like randomly dropped, right, I would have to be like, oh, like I have no idea like what like these words are. I don't know what this building is. Like I have to like figure it out based on like context and everything.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I think for me when I was in Italy, because I was pretty much living there. I was staying at the same house in it was a little town, I guess a small town, just outside of Turin called Ivrea. It was where I was staying, and I was staying with my girlfriend's grandparents, and she wasn't there most of the time because she was working, but I was there a lot of the time, which meant that I spent a lot of the time just like living in this little apartment in Italy. And I remember they used to have these massive like dinners. We used to have these massive lunches and dinners, right? And it was looking on as an outsider, I was thinking like, wow, this is hella sexist, but I guess she enjoyed it. But like the mother, or the grandmother in this case, would stay at home all day cooking while the grandfather was out at work, and then she would literally make these risottos and like these massive like 4-course meals every day, and it was absolutely ridiculous. And I remember it used to be that because everyone around the table could speak Spanish. My ex, the grandparents could all speak Italian. Did I say Spanish? Italian, I meant. And I couldn't speak a word. And I would just be sat there, and there was this little window down the hall that when they had the door open, I could see it, and there was just the fucking Alps. Because I'm from England, we don't have big mountains here, really. So I spent the entire time just like gawking at these fucking mountains while we were eating. And apparently she used to translate for me that the grandparents would ask what the island monkey was staring at. It wasn't an island monkey, it was like, what was the island boy staring at all the time? Because I was this lanky English kid that that their granddaughter had brought home, who was just staring out the window at the Alps because I was just so amazed by them. I couldn't get over them.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous to me that there's just these giant it's like skyscrapers made of rock, just these massive, and they were like, oh man, I used to get so excited about them. And yeah, it was also the other time when I used to brush my teeth out the window, and I think I must have been in the town for a little while, so a lot of people knew that I was the English kid. And I'd be like brushing my teeth whilst like head out the window and like enjoying the sun in the morning, and this guy used to ride by on his bike, and he stopped. I've told this story before, and this is like one of the weirdest experiences that ever happened to me. And he stopped, and he'd go, "Oi!" and I'd say, "Huh?" and I'd look down, and he'd go, "Margaret Thatcher," and then cycle away. And do you know who Margaret Thatcher is? By any chance, I assume.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
She was a very controversial prime minister.
Yeah, yeah.
The longest time, and then he'd cycle away, and I was like, and I thought this was hilarious, and I like jotted it down. I thought it was hilarious. I told all my friends, and then the next day I'm doing the same thing, and the same guy rides by, and he points again and goes, "Margaret Thatcher," and then he waits a minute. And I'm still like, I'm just brushing my teeth. I wave at him, and he just gets on his bike and goes away. So I'm thinking, oh, what the fuck? And again, he comes by the next day, points at me and goes, "Margaret Thatcher," and I say, "Hello," and he just cycles away, and I didn't see him again. That was it. What? I said hello, and that's it. And so, just this Italian man on his bike. Who just wanted to tell me Margaret Thatcher, and I just assume he didn't think I heard him the first few times.
I don't. Why? I have no idea.
That's like you being in like France, and someone just comes to you and just points and just goes, "Ronald Reagan," and then just walks out like every day.
There had to have been some kind of was he trying to like?
I don't know. He probably just knew I was English and was like, "What will upset him?" That's what most people do. That's the thing. That's what most people. I mean, that's what people do in video games, isn't it? They find out the thing about you, and they're like, "How can I upset this person?" That's probably what he did. He was probably just like, "How can I upset the English person?" The problem is, it just confused me.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? Oh man. Yeah. My favorite thing is when people like it's obvious that they like try to insult you and everything, but then you're just like, okay. Like, when you're just, like, completely, like, unfazed by it, right? Which, like, I usually am, right? Like, whenever, like, someone, like, genuinely, like, tries to insult me or whatever, I'm just like, huh? And then, like, they just, are just like, yeah! I'm just like, okay. Like, alright, man. Cool. Like, because, like, they have, like, they're not saying anything that's, like, that holds any, like, value to me, so I'm just like, alright. Like, okay.
Just like, cool, man. Yeah,
cool,
nice.
Man.
Good,
yeah, nice.
Good work.
And then you could just see that they just completely give up, and it's just amazing.
No,
like especially with like online gaming and everything. Like when people are like really toxic. I remember I used to play some like Overwatch, and like people were like really toxic, like voice comms and everything. So I would just start whenever they would try to insult me, right? I would just be like, and then they'd be like, wait, what? And I'd be like, yep. And they just thought that I was just like completely crazy, and it was just like they're just like, wait, what? Why is he saying that? Like I actually did do those things. I was just like, like.
That's another thing I'm jealous about Americans, is that you guys get NA voice chat and NA gaming. Because I've got to play on EU, I just get a bunch of people, like, obviously no shame on them for, in their day-to-day life, but, and it's hard when you're trying to play, like, a teamwork-based video game and no one speaks English.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they start trying to insult you, if I were to go, yeah, they would just assume it was working and keep going. So it's like...
Yeah, I remember the other day, right, me, Karl, and Tubbo were playing CSGO. And Tubbo was streaming, right? So he had his voice chat off, thankfully. And this guy was getting so mad at Karl. And so, of course, me and Karl both decided to feed into this guy's rage. And whenever he died, right, we'd be like, nice kill, nice kill. And then he just got more and more angry. And as time went on, and it was me and Karl just kept on laughing, and then Tubbo had no idea because he wasn't had voice chat, and I'm just like, please do not turn on voice chat because this guy is saying terrible things. Oh,
people are lame.
yeah, yeah,
I'll take.
People are lame. That is true. A lot of people are just like, I just don't get it. Like, if you're, I don't get why people just care so much about like insults.
I was gonna say